And now we come to a very important part of the program here, and this is an address and the official opening of this second festival, and this will be done by no less a person than Honorable Ben Jones, Minister of Tourism and Agriculture. And there is no need to emphasize the importance of these two divisions, agriculture and tourism, indeed the lifeblood of Grenada. I have great pleasure in inviting the Honorable Minister to officially declare this second festival open.
Mr. Chairman, I feel relieved that you considered it necessary to lift the microphone, or else you would have left me in the category of the short men. Fellow ministers, Reverend Father Baines, Chairman of the Tourist Board, Dr. John Watts, President of the St.ANDREWS Development Organization, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, your program says that I am down merely to declare the festival open, but the chairman has included that I am to deliver an address. Great pity he didn't tell me that earlier, so that I could have thought in my mind some things that I would like to say. I do want to say, however, that I'm very happy to be associated with this venture. I was here last year, I participated in it. I thought it was a wonderful success, and I would even at this stage want to extend congratulations to the organization for sponsoring this festival again today. I've heard that there was much difficulty in arriving at the stage at which we are now. And I want to express regrets for the fact that the government have had anything to do with that difficulty. But I want to reiterate the observations made by Dr. Watts in saying that as far as we in government are concerned, we're 100% behind all that is happening here. And I want to assure you that if it were to be brought to our attention early enough, we will do everything in our power to ensure that you have a very smooth passage to achieving what is going on. It seems to me, though, that, as Pauline said, you will always have difficulties and problems. The important thing is to handle these problems and these difficulties properly, take them to the right areas so that the right people can look at them and do what is necessary to remove them. I am the Minister of Agriculture and of Tourism, two of the ministries very much involved in the management of the market and with input into this festival, and yet you are having problems of the type that you referred to, and nobody ever thought it necessary to refer them to me so that I may assist in removing them. And yet I sit here and hear criticisms leveled against the government without your even allowing us the opportunity to assist in removing them. Please, if you have problems, and you will have problems, refer them to those of us concerned so that we may do what is necessary to assist you. Don't come here, as you have, and make the kind of criticism that you have leveled without giving us an opportunity in advance to assist. When we came into office, as is known to all Grenadians, we took over barren and bankrupt government. There was no money, there was nothing, there was not even ideas. We believe that we have fought hard and have put the structure back into position. And we believe that it is because of what we have done, because of our achievement in that area, that you are able to put up this festival today. We believe we created the kind of atmosphere that led you to feel that there is room for expressing yourselves in this way. And while we recognize the criticisms, while we welcome them, we would hope that somewhere along the line, somebody would find it possible to offer a word of encouragement, a word of congratulation to the government for what we certainly have achieved. We do not believe that it is only negative things that have happened in our time. And it would make us feel a little good too if you spend time along with the criticism to say a word of praise. Not that it really does anything for us, but if you're going to take time to criticize us, then take time to praise us too. So, in a way, I think you have perhaps done not as much service as you would to your festival. But let me at the same time hasten to add that I just learned from Pauline there some of the problems that you've had. I am personally going to look into it, and I'm going to ask why were things not done to remove those problems so that you could have proceeded easier. I am going to attempt to put in place the kind of organization that will prevent the reoccurrence of that kind of problem. And I would hope that when you put it on next year, because I believe you will, when you put it on next year, if you come up with any kind of problems at all, please refer them to us early so that we could move to assist you and remove those problems. I am not here to make a speech. I am here merely to declare the festival open. And I have very good pleasure in doing this. But let me ask you, in these next 3 days, that is starting from now, there are, I hope, going to be a lot of people coming here, taking part in what's going on, buying, praising the people who have made the things that you will buy, expressing some measure of satisfaction with the general way in which things have gone. And I hope those of you who have worked hard in making this show possible will draw inspiration from that type of performance, so that notwithstanding the frustrations that you may have had this year, you will have the courage and the conviction to recognize the kind of contribution that this festival is making in the general cultural uplift of the country. I will pledge to continue it no matter what happens this year, no matter how frustrating you have felt, no matter how annoyed you have been at the fact that the kind of support that you needed were not forthcoming. I hope you will draw inspiration from the numbers that will attend, from the sales that you would have got, and that you would feel that you are making the kind of contribution, not merely to St. Andrew, but to the country, that you couldn't allow to fall. I am like you, a man of St. Andrew. I am not directly involved in what's going on, but I draw immense pride from the fact that this is happening in Grenville, the capital of St. Andrews. I have boasted in government time and again that we feed the nation. We are the most important parish in the country because we are the lifeblood of the country. And I'm glad that you're taking time off to demonstrate that quite apart from providing agricultural crops to feed the nation, we do the kind of things that give range to the cultural achievement of the country. And I hope that you will be inspired sufficiently by the events of these next 3 days to accept as your contribution and as a challenge the continuance of this program year after year after year. Let us demonstrate to the country that when they want to see achievement, real achievement, come to Grenville and witness the work of St. Andrew. Somebody suggested just now that if this country were to go anywhere at all we need to do is to create there a deep water harbor, allow the big ships to come in, and once that begins to happen, St. Andrew will develop because the town of Grenville will spread out. But let me hasten to reassure those people from St. George's, we are not aiming at taking over the capital. We are merely aiming at providing an alternative to St. George's, because we believe that as cramped as you are in St. George's, there is no scope for development. But this country must continue to develop. And if that were to be done at all, there is no alternative but to turn to Grenville and St. Andrews. So those of us from Grenville and St. Andrews, let's take pride in the fact that we hold the future of the country. We represent the future. And let us dedicate ourselves to doing everything and anything that we can to ensure this development in the interest of the welfare of our country and of our people. So thank you very much for affording me the opportunity to be part of this evening's festival. And may God bless you as you continue to enjoy yourselves in the next 3 days. It is therefore with pleasure that I declare the festival open.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. And so we move on. But before I call on the last person, I would just like to, not wanting to take issue with the Honorable Minister, but I would just like to assure the Minister that it is unfortunate that he was not aware of some of the problems we have been encountering, as we have directed them through what we know is the established channels of communication. And this we would always like to do. Channel our issues to these established channels through which we expect to get redress. And I'm very thankful for his assurance that he will look very specially into future problems which might affect us. And I would like him to be assured also that we are not unmindful of the general overall interest of government in this whole exercise. This we have already expressed and we do it. But to cut it short, we have only mentioned what affects us at this part of the moment, not disregarding the contribution they are making.